Hello! You guys, I finally returned back from my massive Europe trip. I was gone for about 2 months. It was a great time. But now that I'm back, I'm ready to pump out the content yet again. Took a bit of a break in August, but now this also means we have a lot of prediction videos to cover. I still gotta do a Champions League prediction video, a Europa League prediction video, and maybe even a Conference League prediction video. I'm glad I waited for all these transfers to come through though, because this was the wildest transfer window I've ever seen. But before I get into any of those prediction videos, I gotta finish up my predictions for the European World Cup Qualifiers. I've done match days 4 and 5 about a week ago while I was still in Europe. Now I gotta cover match day 6. Keep in mind at the time I'm recording this video, match day 5 has not happened yet. Only match day 4, so don't forget to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, I love to hear what you guys think. But before we get into my predictions, let's take a look at our sponsor, OneFootball. OneFootball is an amazing app which keeps you up to date with all of the latest football news. Instead of having to Google search everything over and over again, everything is right there on the app, easy to access and view. For nearly every league, you can check out the schedule, the current standings, the latest news, and you can even select your favorite team you wish to receive extra notifications for. You can even check out the stats of every player in each competition, which can help you make changes to your fantasy team and all that. Guys, I highly recommend you get this app. It's free, easy to use. You might as well go check it out now. I'll leave a link in the description below. Alright, match day 6. First up, we got Azerbaijan versus Portugal. Now, Portugal in match day 4 had to face Ireland and produced a very interesting comeback. Ronaldo missing a penalty earlier, but still scores a brace at the very end, becoming the world's top goal scorer in international football. Very impressive stat. I don't think Portugal will absolutely destroy Azerbaijan, but I think they'll do bits against them. I'm going to say 2-0 for Portugal. Next up, Russia versus Malta. Now, we can't rule out Malta. They actually crushed Cyprus, which absolutely blew me away. I don't think they're going to grab a win against Russia, though. I think that they'll produce a good fight, maybe score a goal, but I think Russia will win this match 3-1. Norway versus Gibraltar. I think Holland and Co will produce wonders against this side. I'm going to say 4-0. France versus Finland. Now, although France had a pretty shaky result against Bosnia, one of the few I managed to predict right in the last video, and I'm very proud of myself for that. I think France will build momentum again. Although Finland are a great side, I think that they'll find their attacking ways against them. Finland might score a goal, but I think it's going to finish 3-1 for France. Faroes versus Moldova. I'm going to say 1-1. I'm sorry, that's all I got. Montenegro versus Latvia. Both of these sides have been impressive at moments. They both drew against Turkey with high-scoring results. Montenegro the other day finishing 2-2 with them, and Latvia back in March or April finished 3-3. This is actually going to be a very interesting battle between these sides. I think Montenegro got it though. Crna Gora is going to get the win. 2-1. Next up, Slovakia versus Cyprus. I already went over Cyprus's very disappointing result, and I think Slovakia will edge this win. Obviously, this is a wild card. Both these sides can be very inconsistent. I guess I just have more belief in Slovakia as they pulled some impressive results in the Euro, such as against Poland, but then they got demolished by Spain. So it's a really iffy call, this match, but I'm going to say Slovakia get the win. 2-0. Denmark versus Israel. Denmark have been on fire lately, and Israel have been good at moments, but I think Denmark got this win. I'm going to say 4-1. Croatia versus Slovenia. A rematch Croatia must prove themselves in, as Slovenia beat them 1-0 in the first match day. I still think this is going to be a very low scoring match, but I think Croatia can pull the comeback. I'm going to say they win 1-0, as it's going to be hard to break that Slovenian wall. Obviously, their keeper is sick. They got a solid defense. I think Croatia can just pull one, and that's it. We'll see, though. You can't underestimate the Slovenian side. But Croatia need to start pulling wins, as this World Cup qualifier race is really neck and neck in this group. Next up, another anticipated rematch, Netherlands versus Turkey. Now, most of us aren't going to forget what happened last time, where Turkey beat Netherlands 4-2. Do I think Netherlands can pull the comeback this time? Yes, it's a really tough one to call. Netherlands also not being necessarily consistent lately, but Turkey have had a dreadful Euro run. Everybody was banking that they'd be the dark horse of the tournament, and they blew it. But their World Cup qualifier performance has been very impressive. Now, with all that being said, I think Netherlands will pull off a 2-1 win. I could also see a 1-1 draw, but I think they'll pull off the 2-1 win. We'll see, though. Austria versus Scotland. I think this is going to finish in a 1-1 draw. I don't really see either of these teams topping each other. I think they'll both have redeeming qualities to prove that they are a well-balanced matchup. Obviously, Austria has a lot of sick talent, but you still can't rule out Scotland. Yeah, 1-1 for me. Bosnia versus Kazakhstan. Can't rule out either of these sides. Kazakhstan have produced some interesting results, and Bosnia just drew with France. And that's massive for them, as France are such a top side, so I think Bosnia will grab this win. I think a win is long overdue for the strong Bosnian side, and I think they'll grab a 2-0 win against Kazakhstan. Ireland versus Serbia. I possibly see Ireland finally doing something. They've been just taking losses this whole World Cup qualifier run, again at the time I'm recording this. And Serbia do have their moments where they dip a bit, but overall, they've been very good. They got the top goal scorer in the whole World Cup qualifier campaign. I think it's going to be a very close battle. It's going to be similar to the Ireland versus Portugal match, where Ireland have some belief, but they'll still fall short, and it's going to finish 2-1. Armenia versus Liechtenstein. Now, Armenia have obviously been on fire, and I don't really see Liechtenstein producing a good result. I'm going to say it finishes 2-0 for Armenia. Iceland versus Germany. I'd love to see Iceland produce an amazing underdog story. I think Germany will be able to get a solid win. They haven't been necessarily at their best this World Cup qualifier run. I think they're going to finally find their ways, and now they have a new manager and all that, so I think they'll grab a solid win against Iceland. I'll say 3-1. Belarus versus Belgium. Now, Belgium usually gets some high-scoring results, especially against these underdog teams. I think Belgium will grab the win, but I don't think it's going to be such a massive scoreline. I'm going to say a simple 2-0 win for them. Hungary versus Andorra. Now, Hungary. A lot of people had belief in you against England. I mean, I saw the comments. I thought it was going to be a draw, but England absolutely smashed you. 4-0. Props to England for the amazing result, as Hungary are a very good side that most people know now that you can't mess with them. They had a very impressive Euro run. But I think they'll go back to winning ways against Andorra. I'm going to say Hungary win this match 3-0. North Macedonia versus Romania. I'm going to be boring and say a draw, 1-1. Both these sides have had very impressive moments in this World Cup qualifier run, and I think they'll just level it out in this match. Sorry. Poland versus England. I think Poland will produce a good fight against England, but it's gonna fall short for them. England will win the match 2-1. Cannot rule the English anymore. I mean, obviously they've had shaky moments, but lately they've been on fire. They made it to the final of an international tournament. They just beat Hungary 4-0. I'm not outruling England this time. Obviously an upset could happen, but I'm predicting 2-1. Albania versus San Marino. Now, I was hopeful for San Marino and said that they would get their first win against Andorra. I definitely don't think they're going to get their first win against Albania. I think Albania will dominate most of the match and win it 3-0. Kosovo versus Spain. Now, good luck to Kosovo, but I can't see Spain losing this match. Maybe they can pull a draw, but I think Spain will get a 2-0 win. They'll want to redeem themselves after that loss against Sweden for sure. Italy versus Lithuania. Now, although Italy failed to get a win against Bulgaria, I think they'll go back to their scoring ways and get a 3-0 win against Lithuania. Northern Ireland versus Switzerland. I think Switzerland will barely scrape a win in this, 1-0 for them. Wales versus Estonia. Now, although Estonia managed to score 2 against Belgium, they still got absolutely demolished. Maybe they'll find the back of the net against Wales, but I still see Wales doing most of the work here. I'm going to say Wales win this match 3-1. And for the last match, Greece versus Sweden. I'm not outruling Sweden here. They have been way too good. Obviously, they just beat Spain. And even in the Euros, they were fantastic. Sweden got out of the Euros in a very unlucky way. No discredit to Ukraine. They obviously played very well. But still, Sweden showed their heart out there on the pitch. And I think they're just going to go for wins here. And they'll beat this Greece side. We'll see, though. Well, that's the end of this video, guys. Thank you all for making it to the end. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please do me a favor and like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you all very soon. La cu noci.